We're going to talk about EIATIA 568A and B standard cable. So if you're taking a certification, you might be asked to, they expect you to know the color that's on the one end of the cable and the color on the other end of the cable, and what makes it straight through cable, rollover cable, and crossover cable. So you have a white, green, white, orange, blue, white, blue, orange, white, brown, and brown for your cable. So now sometimes you try to memorize this and then you just don't remember uh, what color is good. Where especially if you're making a cable or taking a certification example, which is for the most part. Now you have the easier method I use to remember this is writing down this. To write down this, and then anytime I use that method, I tend not to forget it. I always get this part right, and then I'll know the other part of the cable. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So we have we're gonna do our 568A. Sorry, 568A standard cable. We're gonna do our first. We're gonna do a 568A standard, right? Cable. So what I do is the first thing I do. So let me wipe this off real quick. Let me erase this. Okay. So what I do to remember, I write down 4 W's. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the first thing I do. 4 W's. Next thing I do, I write G, G, B, B. Right? So I'm always gonna remember this. Sometimes you try to remember all of these, then you get it mixed up and everything. But I'm always gonna remember this when I write it down. So next thing I do is O, B, and then swap it, the O and B, to B, O. So if I can remember WWWW and then GG, BB, and then OB and then BO. Just memorize this pattern right here and then you get it. So just don't confuse this part right here and then put BO and then OB because you get everything wrong. So whatever saying you can come up with to help you remember that this is W, O and B and then B and O, try to do that. But for as far as WWWW, 4W, that's the easy part. GG, always gonna remember that, and then BB, always gonna remember that, and then the middle part. So now this BB down here is for your brown, and there's this in the middle right here. The B in the middle right here is for your blue. So that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing right here. So this is your 1, this is your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Always remember that by writing it this way. So sometimes, and I'm just coming up with this way because if you try to remember this, sometimes you might get it confused, especially if it's your first time when you're trying to go into the exam or you're trying to make cable. But once you do everything like this, it's easier, and then you can just, you can just make your cable, or if you're in a certification, taking an exam, then you get it right. So now this for your 1 is WG, and then G for your 2, 3, WO, 4 is going to be your blue, 5 is going to be your white blue, 6 is your orange, 7 is your white brown, 8 is your brown. See, I don't even remember it this way. I don't memorize it this way. I just write it down this way always, and then I can list that. So now this is for your 568A. For your 568B, it's pretty much the same thing. The only difference is that the you swap places with the G and the O. So instead of G right here, you put O for your orange, and then where the O is, you put G for your green. And that's what we got here. So number 1 is going to be white orange. Number 2 is going to be orange. Number 3 is going to be white green. Number 4 is going to be blue. Number 5 is going to be white blue, all the way down. So the only thing that changes for your 568A those. So I hope that helps.